Hello, Johnny. How are
Hello,
you
James.
today?
I'm doing good.
I just thought I'd say an intro which kind of makes it accessible to many viewers, and hopefully we'll get some people in the chat, but I wouldn't necessarily expect millions. We're today doing a watch-along commentary on Don't Look Now from 1973, directed by Nicholas Roeg, with Julie Christie, Donald Sutherland. Basically, those are the only that famous people in the film, but it's a pretty well known. I would call it a chiller horror film more than just a thriller. Really, I think thriller doesn't do it justice. Quite well known for different reasons, but I think the main thing is just to watch it and then just pay attention. But if I've got it on DVD, well, Blu-ray, because I was sent it very kindly by Gary North. We were sort of like trading stuff, and I would send him something that I thought he might appreciate, and then he would send me something, basically, because he does purchase a lot of Blu-rays. But he also sent me Marlena, it was called, with
Monica Bellucci?
Yeah, Bellucci, of course, the Italian film. And I watched that with some curiosity. It was about 2 hours, I think. This is under that, though. This is about 1 hour 40, so relatively short. And particularly at this time of, it's like midday for me, it's 1 p.m. And I pretend it's like a matinee viewing in a cinema here in 1974. And yeah, he also actually sent me The House on the Edge of the Park, and probably something else. Actually, yeah, Videodrome by David Cronenberg,
very cool.
Which is a good film. But
I would love to do a commentary one day on that if you're up to it.
I think the main reason I watch these is because I've seen, obviously, Don't Look Now before, but we're literally going back to the days of VHS when I first saw it.
Oh, wow.
So Videodrome or Don't Look Now on Blu-ray, remastered and everything, it does look a lot better, particularly because I've got a Samsung TV, which is nice. I think that the picture is quite good on it, I would say. For my standards. It's not like, Voltaire's 70-inch monolithic kind of.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if they even do 3D TVs anymore, because there's not much.
That's true.
It's just not that. It works in the cinemas maybe, but I'm not sure about at home and stuff. So, yeah, I mean, that's a joke about Voltaire. Like, where is Voltaire? That's just a question I'm putting out to everybody out there. If you know, we're going to have to do missing posters and stuff like this with
for sure.
a picture of Jim Carrey where he was in Dumb and Dumber, obviously, because that is that is an exact lookalike of Voltaire. It's not just by chance or something. He didn't put that there as a joke.
No. He actually looks like that, yeah.
Christabel has been offline since about November. Yeah. David Lynch at the same as well. Voltaire since probably now
a few months now. Yeah.
April, May, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And I don't understand what exactly happened. Anything of any sort of level of reason to just jettison the coffee time, love train. Really,
love train, yeah.
It's not like, okay, there is room for growth with the channel, I think, but on the other hand, people did tune in for somebody like Voltaire. So yes, there are other people possibly, but I don't really think there's going to be someone to replace him. He's like a one-off.
Really? He's like a snowflake. Huh?
No, I don't mean it in that sense. I mean, like, he's a one-off in the sense of, his humor and everything.
Yeah.
No, not like a snowflake. I don't think he's like that.
No.
Like a special person or something. No, I mean, not like me, kind of special needs, but...
I never said that.
Well, no, I did. I know I know myself well enough. But yeah, we ought to get watching Don't Look Now. So
Okay, so I'm right at when it starts, right when they're showing the pond of water. I paused it.
okay, then. So I'm going to listen to it with one headphone, and then I can hear you, sort of like coming out of the computer. I hope that'll work. Okay. If the sound is totally terrible or something, you'll tell me. I'm sure. So
yes, I will.
thank you. I appreciate it. Okay.
No problem.
Just I think it would be good to comment on the sound of the film a bit. Really, it's because the film is very much something based on that sight and sound. It's not really like a kind of it's all about story, because the story is obviously quite clear, I would say. Not like, I don't know if you've watched that new show at all on Prime called Harlan Coben's Shelter or something like that. It's a bit like Stranger Things in a sense, but not really. I mean, it's more like a mystery with these high school students and things. It's not bad, actually, the way it's filmed. I recommend it.
Cool.
Okay, anyway, let's just press play. Basically, the first shot is, I'll just. For me, it's got Studio Canal coming on and everything, but I don't. Maybe yours doesn't.
This one said Criterion. This one.
Oh, okay.
As soon as you see the water, let me know, because I'll start right away.
I'll just tell you when I'm going to press play on the water shot. Okay.
Okay.
If you got the water and it's got like basically almost like a cross forming on the water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of thing that you can interpret if you want. I mean, something might say it's a bit too far, but
still, that's
But it's kind of like X marks the spot, isn't it? Really,
very much.
When you look at it. So I'm pressing play on that now. Okay.
Okay. So we'll do a 3, 2, 1, and play. All right.
Play.
Excellent.
So it's just the sound of falling rain with these quite striking sort of cyan blue, titles. And then a zoom into the water. And this dissolves into a shot of something which it's hard to tell what it really is, but it's basically blinds.
Yes, probably shut.
But these blinds are not in the area where we are, as in it's not in the house where they live in England.
Oh.
Because if you hear the bell and everything, it sounds like Venice. So it's the first instance of time becoming labyrinthine or confused, So yeah, what is there behind the girl or in the white horse?
White horse, yeah.
Around. Notice some of the noises made by the toys. The little girl does a look which looks similar to her mother in a shot in a minute. Here, the Action Man toy or whatever does actually say "fall in."
Oh well.
But I'm going into spoiler territory already. So as you can see, it's a very pleasant sort of English idyllic house, really. But basically, his job is supposed to be something to do with, maintaining churches and things. I think she's actually reading a book called The Geometry of Space and Time. Yeah.
Oh wow, that kind of reminds you of Donnie Darko a bit, for some reason.
Yeah, that is the musical motif used for that red figure type of. It looks like kind of almost like a red, blob there, but it's becomes something else, perhaps. Nothing is what it seems. She does that with her hand, and then the girl does it as well.
She just gave some info about where I live.
Sorry?
She was talking about I don't know if we're exactly.
Oh, Lake Antoria.
Yeah.
Well, I think the fact that it's like so far away from them and yet relevant still is part of the whole like interconnectedness of everything, But he's more sort of dismissive of it, even though it seems like he seems to have some kind of second sight almost in his interpretation of things. But he will just sort of say, no, it's not real.
Yeah, he's like, I guess, a pragmatist or something.
It's like now he can tell that something's happening in some way.
Yeah.
Outside. But.
Oh, wow.
But, it could be just like, he could just say, oh, okay, well, I had a bad feeling, basically.
Great, unique visuals so far, really well.
Like any dad would be, But the thing is, they can't even see what the children are up to. So. That in itself is dangerous, especially when there's a massive pond. Yeah. I mean, this is a pretty grueling scene here, really.
Oh, sure.
Right, beyond the fragile geometry of space, actually.
This is wild, the visuals.
I apologize for my eating. I hope you can't hear it much.
It's fine. It's not that loud.
I mean, Don Sutherland is just like made for this role, isn't he? Really?
He's an excellent actor. Yeah,
with his kind of quite prominent teeth and everything, and just well, he's not the prominent, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Wow, very dreamlike.
Yeah, it's almost like, is this really happening? Which is kind of, realistic in many ways, I think. I mean, compare this to how it would be filmed in a lot of other kind of TV or films, etc.
It would have been chopped up. Every other scene it would have been like 50.
It would have been made far more like, dramatic in a sort of predictable way, I imagine.
Yeah. Too many modern movies do the over editing and 1,000 different chops, and I can't stand that. I prefer a long shot.
Yeah, and I mean that shot, it's like her screaming and then shocked, basically, and then it just immediately it goes to Venice. It's just it kind of reminds me a little bit of the editing of The Exorcist at the start of that, in a way.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah,
and they're both the same year, and we were talking about how they were shown, as a double bill, really,
which would have been amazing. Yeah, to see both of them in one day. Well, Oh, he's pretty good.
But I
at
mean, I
film.
think this is like quite different to The Exorcist in many ways, but it still has a sort of a spiritual aspect to it.
Hmm.
I mean, just Venice itself is, obviously a beautiful place and all this kind of thing, but they're there basically to recover from the death of their daughter. And so, they're quite well off, I imagine. That's the idea, basically. So, yeah. And he just seems like he's completely just over it almost in a way, but how could he be? Obviously it's not. It's just like covering up, really.
Yeah, it's usually beneath the surface type of thing where it kind of just boils. Some people can, deal with it differently.
Whereas she's more sort of giving more of a just indication of, not. I don't know, in a dream a bit perhaps, but. Yeah, I'm surprised these characters actually, the women are introduced so early as well, actually. It's like the film doesn't waste time, kind of,
No.
Like why they would be in Venice, I've got no idea, but, I presume it's just a holiday for them. I mean,
really, is there no mention? Is there no mention of it, or
job, obviously? But yeah. So again, sight again. Like she's got that breeze coming in because he closed the window, which is possible, I suppose. And then she's got something in her eye, and that's how they know them in a way. Because he noticed that she said, "I've got something in my eye."
Yeah.
But then, basically, well, you'll see what happens. And I don't want to kind of just
yeah, I understand. You're getting a little excited. Yeah, you have to hold back a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this bit's good. How annoying. Bumped into them on purpose.
Yeah.
And then also like close-up shot on that weird brooch or whatever.
Yeah. I saw the shape just for a few
kind
seconds.
of almost looks almost like Hindu or something, but I think it's like a half moon or something.
Yes, it looked like a crescent moon. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of symbolism attached to that, but yeah.
For sure.
It's not really my forte particularly, but
I'm really liking the directing style.
I actually just got a new suit like this one, so but just chilling. Obviously an XX large with massive massive like flares.
Flares.
People just sitting around, watching me walk by, like what?
Oh.
So yeah.
The angles of the mirrors are pretty.
Yeah, you don't really know where anyone is in a way.
Yeah. And her watching from the shitter is just throwing me off.
That shot, you remember that shot where in the mirrors like shit me up when I was younger? I was like, fucking hell.
Oh my god.
It's like three of them just standing there. Like,
yeah. Whoa.
It's like the behavior is so you can compare it to like Lynch in a way where it's sort of this kind of performance, Now it's going back in time to them leaving the house that they were in, which almost actually looks like two houses, but
yeah,
it's raining. So this is the rain we saw at the start of the film.
That's very good symbolism, that house shot.
See all that.
Yeah, and there's the X right there. Oh, for a second it was. Hmm. My God. And you're terrifying.
This is like what you just say to somebody when you first met them.
Yeah. I'm kind of getting Log Lady vibes, but maybe I'm stretching. She's so calm. And her in the shitter. Like, what is she doing?
But the thing is, you could guess that because, you know, back then those shiny Macs were very much in fashion. They were the thing, you know, for children. Even in the 80s, actually. So it's still unclear, you know, like, but why would the other woman say, you're like my daughter, except her hair's dark? It's almost setting up this whole idea of, you know, like doubles and things.
Mm-hmm. Good old smelling salts.
Oh, yeah, my great uncle used to have that.
Is it that it's just so intensely smell? Like it just jolts you, wakes you up, I guess.
You can get one that's even stronger, like a
triple
strength or something smelling like. And it's like it literally blows your ass off.
Literally.
You know, your ass comes out of your body.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know what? That actually happens to guys who work out too hard. They push those belt things and then they push out of their intestine or something.
That's probably what happened to Voltaire.
Oh my God, he was working it too hard.
It's not a laughing matter, though. Anyway, in this scene, she's.
It's not a laughing matter.
But I wonder if there was any stunts people involved in this. Oh. I was actually used to copy this whenever I went out for a restaurant, just to get a free meal.
He just collapsed on the table.
I would eat a whole meal, but then I would say I didn't manage to eat it, and then they bring another one.
Wow.
No, but that was a very serious scene, so I don't.
That was, yeah. She had a panic attack or something. You drop a dish.
I do have a few images from the film. I'll put them on the screen at some point, but yeah.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of ambulance on the ocean.
Yeah. Well, they have. That's what they have to do there because it's literally all on the sea.
That's pretty wild.
Or canals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This is like rejoicing in the fun of children. Although sometimes it can go too far.
In what way?
But that's why the nurses are there, because sometimes their children would start going at apeshit.
Just to keep a
and the laughter ended. Setting themselves on fire.
Throwing feces at the wall.
battering the glass. You know.
Oh my god, something out of a Romero film. Take your pills. I think you are. I don't trust that doll in the corner there.
There again, he says, "Seeing is believing." It's
Yep.
The boy's throwing a ball as well there, similar to the one in the initial
Mm.
scene with the boy, you know, the brother
Yeah.
of their son, who's in a school somewhere. Basically, they've just abandoned him in a school. But that's because they're a bit wealthy, I think. So it's probably best for him, I suppose. It's pretty strange, though, to go all the way to Venice straight after your daughter drowned. So, see that guy on the terrace is a detective.
I see. Yeah.
The one in the big
with the
reddish
hat.
coat.
Oh, the coat.
burgundy
Okay.
coat.
Yeah.
He comes into it more. He's just standing there watching.
He likes to watch.
Watching and waiting.
Well, her name is Laura.
Basically sinking.
Yeah. Wait, her name is Laura. She's blonde, and she said that girl said she reminded her of her daughter who had dark hair. That's kind of a cool thing. I don't know.
The new Mission Impossible film has some scenes in Venice.
Ooh, nice.
I will say my copy of this is very grainy, though, but it's probably the settings I've got on the TV, you know.
Or that's probably sometimes that's a really good thing. That just means that's just how it was filmed. You got a 1-to-1. Basically,
yeah, but it's the remastering partly. But like on this shot of her, it depends on the shot.
I'm still at a good loss with this movie because there was no real setup other than the daughter's death.
No, that's really,
still don't know what's going on,
basically.
Which is good. I like that. It's very mystery intriguing. You know, I'm wanting to watch to find out what is happening. You know.
Well, it's partly like almost a film about the after effect of that, and then about their relationship, really, I suppose. But there's various other things going on around which make it interesting as well. I've actually got this book here it's called Don't Look Now by Mark Sanderson. It's a whole sort of analysis of the film. So I mean, there's certain scenes that are more memorable than others, of course. There's like a slight comical element to certain, her going past all the candles and things going, like, what? Like, this is not acceptable behavior in a church. The ducks actually sounded like laughing there.
Yeah,
I'm like,
like mocking.
there's this constant cackling or laughing going on. You know,
This guy's turning on. You're coming on to her. Come tell me your sins, woman.
you could tell that he was like reacting to her kissing his ring, almost like
Yeah.
kissing a hand. Like she's suddenly become quite religious, basically.
Some of these priests are so full of themselves. You know? They're like rock
John's
stars.
now like, what? Why are you kissing his ring?
I know.
I thought he was going to pull out a gun then.
I know.
And just shoot everyone dead.
Welcome
Who's
to
this
Italy.
guy? He's basically a. It must look like some kind of member of the mafia or something.
Yeah, I'm getting that. I know. I'm getting that vibe. I don't know. And he's macking on this girl. He's like coming on there. I swear. Let me show you my boat. That's a nice boat.
It is for sure.
How does a priest afford a boat like that when he's got a chauffeur and everything? Come on. He's doing side deals.
Well, he didn't necessarily have to own it. I mean,
That's true. He's angry about that.
he'd be just renting it or something.
Why are you kissing his ring, woman?
He just called him an ecclesiastical fool.
Yeah, I know.
Then he said, "You kissed his ring. What in God's name made you do that?"
He's not the
Venice in
woman.
Peril. That may have been an alternate name for the film, maybe. But not a very good name, I don't think. See that woman in the background there looking at the camera?
Yeah.
You could tell it's just being filmed like, you know, fairly off the hoof.
Which
You
is
know,
kind of like that. So, yeah.
Or on the hoof, I mean, sorry, not off the hoof. Like, obviously, these people are actors, but not everyone is in it.
Oh, no, yeah. There's the ball.
All right, that's the old ball. Yeah, if you look actually, that window that's behind John now, that's the one that's in the opening.
Yes, yes. You're right.
Kind of
those credits, right? In the beginning.
Blinds on inside and things, wooden blinds or whatever. All very fancy.
I think that thing in the left, that bubbly thing, is for wigs, but I could be wrong.
Probably. But it's like, why does anyone need two sinks? I don't know. It's just very luxurious.
Yeah, it's the classic his or hers, you know. Ooh, here we go.
Or yeah, like Voltaire has that set up just for himself.
Just for himself.
He actually has 10 sinks in his bathroom.
With a bunch of mirrors all lined up perfectly.
Just to make more work for Filipinos. Saying to them stuff like, if you're here illegally, I'll make you clean my sink. You've got to clean all 10 of them. I use them alternately over 10 days, and then the cleaner comes after 10 days, and they're all just covered in like pubes.
That bath is so low. I would have the water a lot higher. Oh my God.
Yeah, the film is quite, you know, you can see she's using Badidas there, which is the old-fashioned bottle that used to come in.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think you're exactly chubby Donald. I won't worry about it too much.
No, I know. He's like, I've gained a pound.
Very small, but there are nearly penis shots and quite a lot of nudity in this film as a whole. Really, that's not the reason why I like it or anything like that.
It was the 70s. That's what
But
everybody.
it is well known for its lovemaking scene at one point, which is filmed
really?
in a very unusual way. So.
Oh my god. Because in the reality, they could have cut that scene right here, and it would have just continued, and nothing would have changed. That whole bathroom scene was just.
Yeah, but it's partly to do with their relationship.
But that's what I like, yeah, because it establishes how they interact and. Yeah, she could have landed on a fork or something. My goodness.
I think you see this kind of like interaction between them and everything is just part of this book describes it, how for a married couple or any couple really, I suppose, that intimacy is just something that's natural. It's not like some kind of many movies depict this kind of thing where it's like, oh yeah,
yeah. No, they do have a very
people groping at each other whilst they come into a room and ripping clothes off and stuff. I mean,
this is a very natural
do that in reality.
Yeah,
not many.
Not many.
It's just not realistic.
Did you see that it was 256? No, I'm kidding. Or 253. Sorry, I forgot which one.
People just don't act like in films, basically, do they? For the most part, that's Ayers Rock in Australia, and it was used very much. Just the magazine was there and everything, but the director said it would be amiss not to use it. He filmed the movie Walkabout in Australia. I think that was made before this for sure. Yeah. It's got Jenny Agutter in it, who's a fairly famous British actress. Like when she was quite young in it. Yes, it does have nude scenes in and stuff. Basically, her and her brother become abandoned out in the outback after their father shoots himself in the head.
Oh shit!
A very brutal scene at the beginning. It's similar to this in a sense. This is the famous love scene. So yeah,
let's make a baby.
Like basically, it's showing their intimacy, but at the same time, it's this idea of, I think for me, I interpret it as being like it's just part of normal life. Like
it's a slice of life. Yeah,
as they're doing it, it's not like how movies depict this kind of thing so much, where. It. Yeah, you know what I mean.
But it's still very 70s because you can still cut this scene even in half and not lose anything.
Yeah, but you can't cut the entire film.
No, I'm not saying that.
I don't think there's anything wrong with this kind of scene. It's like in the film because I will say the music for this is very, very 70s. Actually,
the piccolos and
Donald Sutherland's expressions at some point, it does get a little bit like embarrassing.
He's rocking that 70s mustache.
Like this is a bit too much.
Yeah, because they've already established they love each other. We know that.
But on the other hand, I do think it's very much just a natural scene in the film, really.
Yeah, it's not less erotic and more just happening,
Yeah, I mean it's intercut with them getting dressed.
Yeah.
So I don't really think, unless you're like a fetishist of getting dressed or something, then you're going to be
getting dressed, yeah.
Like watching this and having some massive, wank fest or something.
Massive wank.
Basically, it's like time. It's all to do with time progressing, and the whole film is about that, really. The idea of, at what point do you recover from a tragedy, or
Well, I think he's
when
recovered
does
pretty well.
grief end?
Yeah.
And in many ways, the answer is really like there is literally no end to it. It just like that shot of him with the whiskey. You see it?
Yeah. This is the longest love scene I think I've ever seen in any movie.
It's Donald Sutherland when he drinks the whiskey.
The whiskey.
Oh yeah. Like, who drinks whiskey like that in real life, though? Seriously.
Yeah, I know. Add some ice or something. I don't know. I think the scene originally was half the time, but Sutherland was like, you know what? I want to just show everybody my skills,
Probably, yeah. The film was actually
He originally didn't have that in the
aimed
script.
to show off his dong. And he said, if my dong's not in at least 5 shots,
At least 5, minimum.
I'm not going to be, happy with this film. So, although you didn't actually see his penis, really. There was less of his penis than Kyle MacLachlan's in Blue Velvet. So
Yes, yeah.
I know Ashton is a massive fan of that scene. So.
Yes. Her VHS tape got worn out at that point. I like that. That was a very shiny-esque moment, that just showing that corner. I like that.
The hotel, you mean?
Yeah, the hotel part. Yeah.
Well, it's like everything now is becoming covered up because it's not holiday season anymore and stuff.
Well, I'd be terrified lost it anywhere. Like, look at that corridor, how dark it is. Like, what the?
Well, listen to the sound of the.
I can hear it. Yeah. Oh my god! Someone just watching.
I can't even remember where they're going or what's happening. Really, I think we're not supposed to know, to be honest. But
a lot of this movie has that, where you don't really know what the characters, what they're doing, like what they're planning. But again, I like that. It's very intriguing. It's very like, I want to find out what's going on. That's rad.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if they were like actually there, or they had rats put there.
What the fuck? Oh my goodness. That was very cool. That was awesome. I feel like Stephen King was inspired by that little moment there with the girl running. I don't know why. It's got like an It vibe or something with the kid lost.
But the scream, like,
yeah,
it was immediately after the scream, like that guy opened the window and then shouted out of it.
Yeah, and then you saw her running in the background.
It didn't really make clear sense.
And he saw that too. So that's the first thing he's seen, and now he's just ignoring it. But he literally saw his daughter run, and now he's just going on with his day.
That's quite a strange scene to go from somewhere that was that quiet into this place where there's a bit of a market or whatever, and cafes and stuff. Anyway, this is what his job is, obviously. Putting this gargoyle or whatever on the side of the building, but
oh my god.
Makes you wonder whether all those people standing around were just watching them make the film, or
true. Yeah.
Although obviously they're in the film.
Yeah, especially that girl who keeps staring at them.
Yeah, but the one on the left's like looks sort of really happy.
Yeah. An Americano. Actually, she's Canadian. So Canadian.
See the guys downstairs at the bottom, like one of them's wearing like what looks like a Santa hat, you know, for the Christmas.
Yeah, a toque. I think we would call it a toque.
So like a whole bunch of blokes just standing there holding the rope, and he's on his own up there, like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Why do I have to do this all on my own?
I want to see what this gargoyle looks like. Although I think technically a gargoyle has to be put on a fountain. There's a name between the real version and the ones that are on buildings.
I mean,
oh, she must be blind then, right? Okay, I just realized that.
This film is like, I mean, obviously when he's working on the church and things like that, I presume it's not a real statue, obviously, that he's putting on there, or
is it
a real model? Because
if it looks like his daughter, that would freak me out. Just her holding the ball or something.
Hurry up and take this sheet off and everything. I want to see it.
Oh my god. It's hideous.
Like waiting ages to unveil it, you know.
We only got like half a second to see it.
Yeah, it's obviously not a real. Yeah, then it cuts into one that is real, obviously.
Yeah.
It's, very gothic, kind of misty gardens, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't want to be like just chilling there at night, would you?
No.
So that, especially that statue could just come to life.
I know.
Start touching you. Then I would be found in the morning, like gibbering on the floor, naked, amidst all the bushes. It's a very, very pleasant looking area, really.
Yeah.
You know, the weather now has gone a bit dull on the film. I mean, this looks like he's almost sort of having some kind of, you know, relationship with the statue.
Yeah. Especially when he's face to face with it. Oh my god.
But that was like dubbed on. He wasn't actually making noise at that point. There's a lot of things in it that you could find comical in isolation, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to have a seance, obviously. Big lion there in the background.
Yeah.
It's like weird though, because like there's no people else other than them, is there, in this shot?
I've always found that word hilarious, mumbo jumbo. They've already said it twice in the past minute. Mumbo jumbo.
Well, yeah, that's similar to, you know, Sheriff Truman when he talks to Cooper in Twin Peaks, you know.
Yeah.
Enough of the mumbo jumbo.
Again.
It's
Yeah. Mumbo jumbo. I wonder where originated that word, mumbo jumbo.
I have no idea. But this shot is very weird, or very paranoid, sort of.
What the? Whoa.
It's like, who are they laughing about? Are they laughing about what they're doing, or
somebody's dead? Yeah. Is it a good laughter? Is it a bad laughter? Yeah.
It seems like they're mocking something, but in a way, it could. You don't know, because it could just be natural laughter. You know, they could have just made a rude joke or anything. You know, it's the editing is everything. Basically, it's just most films wouldn't have a shot in like that. Just sort of interrupting.
That's definitely a loss. I agree with you.
They're made to be understandable. Most films, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm not saying all films are aimed at people being completely.
But I know what you're saying. Just
Ah,
some films
so,
are
yeah.
dumbed down a bit just for the general audience. Yeah, I do agree with you.
But I
Yeah,
think with TV shows, especially, they have to capture the viewer, don't they?
they do.
And you
yeah.
know how they do the rundown of like what happened previously.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Like,
What
you
happened? Yeah, on Lost last week or something. Yeah. And she's so happy. That girl left smiling. I am nowhere and everywhere. Who were you laughing at before? That's what I want to know.
Well, we don't know because she doesn't know anything about that, obviously. So
I know. I'm just thinking out loud. I'm just like,
even that image is strange because it's basically a photo where they've taken out all the background from it.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Back with old techniques and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He is literally, as you say, everywhere and nowhere in a way. That's those who have passed away, who we like loved, etc. They're still with us, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a kind of like being all.
No. They're always in your
religious or
mind.
anything like that. I
Yeah.
just mean
Yeah.
they are in a sense, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind in any kind of spiritual or whatever, which I think is entirely possible. It's just I think it's better to be like Laura in this film, where she's sort of open-minded at least. But
Yeah.
Sure, you can be too open-minded and just sort of gullible, but
Gullible and then taken advantage of too, or sometimes.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And I always feel sorry for back in the day when you used to have those TV televangelists who they had a guy who would bring people out of the audience and say, "Oh, you're husband this," and that is so wrong because you get people, you're just playing with people's emotions. It's terrible.
Well, you see, what he's doing, he's trying to make sense of everything within the. I mean, even the three bottles there, in a way, you can read into it if you want.
And I was going to say, JB, that alcohol is in almost every Italian movie for some reason. There's someone on YouTube who always makes note of.
Well, it's just a whiskey, isn't it?
Yeah, it's called like JB or something, but it's in every Italian movie for some reason.
Yeah. Every Italian what movie? Well,
like if you put like a Lucio Fulci, or if you put like like a horror movie. Yeah, you'll see it in the background or a character just pouring it.
Yeah, especially it's more of an Italian brand.
It must be, yeah, it must be because it's always referenced, yeah.
But he's basically they're there in Venice, and he's still the main thing on their minds is obviously the three of them, him, his wife, and their daughter. Whose name?
Where's their son? Didn't they have a son, or was that a kid playing with their daughter?
He's not even mentioned. Yeah, I mean, basically. I don't want to spoil it all, but he does get mentioned, which kind of very.
I just remembered there was a little boy, and his finger was cut, and I think that girl had cut on her finger too.
And there was that very bright blood on his finger. You can see, too bright.
And that girl for a second looked like she had a cut on her finger, but I'm not too sure the one that's doing the seance.
But he was quite at a distance when he saw her drown and everything, wasn't he? And he,
yeah.
He's at a distance in the film as a whole, but I think
very much so. Yeah.
That's just kind of what could he do in that situation anyway. So this is good though, because she's performing a beautiful breast massage. This is one thing that Krista Bell spoke about at one point, using pomegranate oil. Or something.
I was not expecting that.
Okay. Anyway.
I need to make a 1 minute short of
this. Like, why? I don't understand why that is necessary. Again, he's got a brand new bright red dressing gown. Can I be in the film? Yeah. Like the bright red, it's quite present, isn't it?
Oh God. Oh God! I was not expecting to hear an elderly woman orgasm. Oh my God!
Well, I don't understand this. Why exactly? Where is he there and things? And
yeah, why is he being like all ostracized. And
I can never understand that scene. I need to read up properly about it.
Oh God!
Basically, all he did is he just went wandering about and went down a wrong passageway or whatever, because everywhere's so confusing, you know.
What? He's communicating with the daughter. Just
So he's gone back immediately to the bar.
yeah.
And the three bottles have slightly moved.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that's massively significant, whether it's true or not, but then she walks through a doorway that says 6 above it, or an entrance. Earlier, she mentioned something about 6 or 7 as being the lucky number. And one of these things, you know, that is sometimes in works by Lynch as well. So,
yeah, numbers. I'm always aware of numbers.
But this kind of thing is becoming like totally confusing as to where they are or in relation to where the hotel is and things.
Yeah.
You can't get any bearings. And like they went past this area earlier, but now they go up to this area where there's you see the steps in the background there. I think that comes in later. And that's why the camera's like lingering on it, which is one of those sort of genius moments, I think, in terms of the
directing, right?
Yeah, well, just the way it's made, yeah. It's
excellently made. Right from the first frame, this movie has been excellently made. You could just tell. The framing and everything has been excellent. Does she? Because I just saw her moaning and groaning.
That is second sight.
I'll connect to the beyond.
When you've got second sight, you basically have to respond by going kind of, you know, like, oh yeah,
she went on.
Getting hard.
I heard the original director's cut. She was actually nude during that scene. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Did you hear him?
Oh, he's sick. But when he's sick, it sounds like orgasmic.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh. Like, Donald, can you do that take again? No.
This is how I
sound
take
when I'm sick. All right, get it. Oh, Donald, why did you have to do that noise? It sounds stupid. I want to know the noise when he goes just, you know, to the toilet. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Donald, please, can we do that cut again?
No, I only do one cut. That's
I'll just do you urinating this time, Donald. I'm ruining what is a very serious scene now.
Oh, shit. Oh, you just lost it. Those 2 Cokes back there definitely mean. I'm kidding.
They weren't Cokes.
Oh, they're not Cokes? Oh, they're Fantas or something? It looks like there's Cokes in the background.
Oh.
Yeah, there was 2 drinks in the back.
No, I'm talking about when he was in the, you know, the bar.
Yeah, the JB little bottles.
He's definitely having JD there. Just caused his pleasure of being sick, and then also.
Could you imagine if a drink marketed that?
Saying dead. All right, shut up! You're acting like a child now. Donald, why are you making that noise in the toilet? This is not good acting, okay?
He made less noise when he was making love to his wife. Oh my God.
We'll go in there for like 5 minutes.
It's just destroyed in there.
He's pretending to be like a bit, you know, inebriated in this scene. He's like, Donald, we're gonna have to do this whole scene again. You're doing it way overboard. It's like you're unable to sit in a chair properly. You're just falling off the chair constantly and stuff in every take. Come on, this is way too far. Flying backwards off the chair or something, smashing into all the.
Oh my God.
the precise drawings on the back, and then
Yeah. So he's
ripping
obviously
them out.
he's an architect, right? Or architect is, I guess, something like
Yeah,
that. He's got
definitely. Yeah,
yeah, he's got buildings there,
even
but
like
he
an
was doing a
architect's
gargoyle.
table. It's like, how do you get that installed?
True. Yeah.
Must be a special suite or something.
And her medication that she just pocketed and didn't take, I guess that's just for anxiety or something, or is that actually her medication?
Could be for anything, for all we know. I mean, it could be
because she said something. I think she said a line like, "I forgot to take my medication." I think she might have been prescribed this.
It could be like an antipsychotic of some form, or like
true. After her doctor might have given it to her. Yeah, it's true.
Because somebody could say, to her, you've got delusional thought and all this kind of thing.
Mhm.
But I don't see it like that. But it's most likely something like an antipsychotic, which helps with the sleep, I imagine.
Yeah, for me, I was just more interested if it was prescribed to her. I think she said my medicine, so I think this is something that. But then she pocketed it.
No, I think she would have been prescribed it because earlier she said like, I don't need any tablets and stuff.
You're true, yeah.
Kind of thing that some people say when they don't want to take medication or medicine, as you call it. It's.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, medicine is more of an old-fashioned way of saying.
Yeah,
that's all. In the English kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Although my past girlfriend used to call it that for some reason, but
yeah, it's just something I think I've always
just a variation. You can call it. I mean, it is medicine is a medication. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
What I find interesting is the medicines that were legal at one point.
True. Yeah, I know.
When people used to take laudanum and then basically also like things with codeine in them and
heroin and cocaine.
Laudanum is a form of heroin.
So. Yeah. Opium was legal up until like the 30s or something. It's ridiculous.
I mean, that would help you sleep, but you can't just sort of like.
I know.
That's not good.
No. Then you need something to wake up after that. Oh my God.
Oh. Well, I mean, it just knocks you out, I think.
Yeah.
And you become a drug addicted because it's very addictive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just as,
smoking is,
many things can be addictive, but you can become addicted to something like that faster, I think. That's because it's so powerful, People can be addicted to codeine and stuff like that. So
I like how that picture blocks out her face, but not the kid's face. Oh, this guy's losing his shit.
I mean, there's many things about this film which look really.
I love certain the angles, certain the shots. It's really good. It's beautiful cinematography. This movie, from when it started to now, it's incredible. Every frame. This is why, James, I miss film, because I felt it forced directors and everybody to really focus on every scene they were using because how expensive film is. Whereas now with digital, you can just wing it.
I think that people do focus still on what they're doing and everything, but it's just that.
Because even Orson Welles used to say, anybody can be a director. Just say a little faster, a little slower, but to be a real director to like mold the scene, that takes something special,
I think, like, if you look at it like and the environmental impact and all that kind of thing, like film is. I don't see a massive. Like it in itself creates a majorly amazing visuals above.
No, you're right in itself, like, but just because just because the attitude of how expensive it was, I felt it just kept people focused when they were doing their film. There was no like, we'll do this and this. It would be like the scenes were.
No, but I think if they'd filmed this now, for instance, on digital, like it would be, they would take just as much care to make it look as good as possible. They wouldn't be doing like twice as many shots or anything necessarily. It's about the filmmakers themselves rather than.
That's true. I agree with you. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I agree.
If you watch like that Harlan Coben's Shelter or whatever it's called, that prime new drama that I was watching, I mean, it's made to be in like ultra high definition for like on the Disney Channel, you have the ultra high definition films and stuff.
Yeah.
4K or whatever they are. I mean, that's the way things are now. That's it can visually look very, very good, but it is definitely different to film. But I think that the way they can make films now with digital, they're getting close to being able to make it look like it was shot on film. So
yeah, and it's never
I
been
think
the
a lot of
issue.
it is now the sheer quantity of films which are made on TV shows as well. It's like I don't understand how they can make that many sometimes.
But that's what I'm trying to say, James.
People are not watching all of them, obviously. Because
yeah, that's true.
They're just wasting money on these things,
Mm-hmm.
But it's just part of their turnover, I suppose. But it
just
seems ridiculous, like how they can just cancel the OA after 2 seasons.
Isn't that always the way the best shows get canceled, and then these shows you've never heard of are like in the 9th season? You're just like, what?
Well, yeah, but the ones that do really well are often just sort of.
I think what is they're never either appreciated in their time because maybe they're ahead of their time, and then people catch up to it and be like, "Wow, like Twin Peaks was an amazing show," but a lot of people might have missed when it was out originally. That guy wearing a cape.
This has a something of an underhand feel to it, like where they're dealing in all these precious things or antiquities in it. It's like they're bargaining with each other, which you would seem to think is another Kissing of the Ring. There is averse to religious figures, but of course it's not. I mean. But this whole scene now is one of my favorites in the film, I think. So
at least they mentioned.
So yeah, I don't know. We've missed the whole scene in a sense, or missed talking about her son fell off something and hit his head by the looks of it.
Yeah, I saw that part where they called. Yeah,
he's just basically in a boarding school or something, and then he's gone into some kind of hospital or whatever for children. But it's nothing serious, particularly. So, John's ready to down some more JD and then go into the toilet and go, oh. No, sorry, that was wrong. That was more like,
he was really. I think they showed that same symbol that the girl was wearing.
Maybe.
Don't question my observations.
The psychic friend psychic.
Yeah, the psychic friend.
The psychic. Like that.
The one that's laughing right there. Oh my
this is so 70s because it's just like no health and safety. See that? The hair laughing in the ring.
Yeah.
That is like,
that's
so
terrifying.
But that's so Lynch that,
Very much so, yeah.
If you think of Wild at Heart, he had the same thing with that.
But also very Wizard of Oz. They did the same thing with the
this film, almost could have been inspired by that in some way. But this whole bit, it just looks like,
oh my god,
why?
That's so.
Why would you even be on that?
Whoa, yeah.
And it's like,
wow, look how wobbly it is.
Completely unsafe, even the way they've got it in the film.
Yeah, he has balls for doing
it's
this
like
scene.
loads of blokes hanging onto it at the bottom.
Literally,
like
just
the earlier scene where he was up the
2
ladder.
rows.
And he's just like, Obviously, I think in this part, it's not high up.
Just to add a couple little things.
But surely if you were doing this, right, you'd be more secure. You wouldn't be just like chilling up there. I'm just going to do a mosaic of Christ now. I'll go down to JD's, come back up.
Come back up.
The whole thing is just weird. Like, why are those guys
without a helmet? At least
standing around downstairs doing nothing?
Yeah, look how quiet it is. It's silent.
That reminds me a bit of Lynch and stuff.
That's amazing.
You remember in Inland Empire where there's that scene where it's behind the scenes and they're making the film?
Yep. Ooh.
And he says, "Look, Bucky J."
What? Oh.
It's like there's a long delay there, wasn't there? Bloody hell! What a thing to happen! It's like the piece of wood came down, then it was just sort of like it must have paused in the air for a while.
Yeah, because it went at an angle and went through.
He's lucky he didn't hit him.
Like the physics of that to change angle.
I mean, this whole part though is very well filmed, I think. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously in these scenes they must have got like.
Could you imagine if that was Sutherland
man,
doing all his?
It looks like. Oh, Donald, just calm down a minute. Look at it.
He's like, this is real. This is not a film. Help me.
I mean, in that shot where you can see it's him, he must have like an area where he could fall, and
this stick is not going to help.
It's pushing him now.
That's too much. His noises are.
Jesus! You've nearly dropped a pole on the priest.
I think this wasn't part of the movie. This just happened. They recorded it. Oh my god!
The whole reason it happened is because he's a non-believer.
Oh, true. He knows.
Because
oh my god!
If he trusted in his he seems to have some kind of second sight capability within the film, at least, and he would never have gone up there and done that.
That's true.
Without like about 10 mattresses below there, so it could just fall off or something,
or at least the helmet.
Sit down? What? Where? Where do you want me to sit down? I'm just sitting on the floor. Oh, thanks for telling me that. That's very helpful. This guy's just inventing bullshit.
Yeah.
My father died in a fall.
Okay. Like what?
Incidentally, I forgot to mention he had 2 bottles of JD.
There's a Charlie Chaplin.
There's the Charlie Chaplin poster there. Straight after. Like that is definite humor.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense of, the clown figure or
the
guy constantly falling over for comedy reasons. But I mean, that scene, it's not that funny, obviously, but it's kind of funny a bit. But then it's followed by this scene, which is quite, more
serious and
vivid. Yeah, serious, I suppose. Not that it's not serious, but it's just the way it's filmed and everything is almost surreal.
Oh.
The him falling off and everything. Massive advert for Pepsi Cola there. I don't think that's that relevant.
Mm.
See, there's laughter as soon as the body appears again.
Wow.
It's kind of combination of, a serious thing happening and then the laughter.
Yeah. But it's almost like mocking laughter because it's at the wrong moment,
Yeah, you're right.
This ring. Always with the ring.
I know, it's way too big. Like, no one needs that massive ring on your hand, flipping out. Yeah, this is obviously mate. It does look real though.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a forgotten part of the film in many ways. There's supposed to be basically a killer at large in Venice as well at the same time as all, the film's events is going on. Ponte di Miracoli. I don't know if it must mean miracle, I suppose. That part, that where the bridges and everything becomes particularly important towards the end of the film, I think. You just don't get anywhere. I mean, I've never really seen it anyway. Many places where you get that much wood inside nowadays.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks initially, especially, was very wood based,
Yes.
wasn't it? Inside.
Yeah.
I don't mean wood as in,
Yeah, I know.
Donald's wood or something. I hope everything's been packed up now. What's going off?
Yeah. Where's his wife? His wife disappeared about 20 minutes ago.
She's joined a cult.
She must have, yeah. She's doing the seances now. Oh my god.
Oh, it's a shame to chuck away that photo, wasn't it?
Oh, don't tell me she's never existed.
Maybe
She's
she was
dead.
chucking away her whole life. No, she definitely existed.
Okay. I was going to say that'd be a twist. Because then who's he making love to?
I think she's just staying with those. Instead of staying with her son, she's just stayed in with those old ladies, and they caused the scene
The kid has like a concussion or
in
something.
the church to happen.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is an interesting scene. It's almost like you pre-saw this kind of thing, this kind of shot, which doesn't make any sense because she's not in Venice now. It's like he's seeing something there.
Oh, did she leave? She's not in Venice anymore?
Maybe he saw those two women on a boat, but he imagined his wife was with them.
Wow.
So,
But then again, she had dark hair, I think. Remember that girl said she had a daughter that looked like her who had dark hair?
yeah, there's that strange aspect. Like her daughter could be there, and he thought her daughter was Laura. That's a really good point to make, actually. I mean, the fact that she's called Laura as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't want to get that.
And there's a
over
blonde
the
in
top
it.
about it.
Yeah, I know. But there's a blonde and a dark-haired version. So. He was never here. I think he's drinking JB again too. I can't tell hours out of wine.
Can't say that everybody in every scene now. JD.
Whenever I see the green bottle, I always.
The film was sponsored by it. So it wasn't actually made like this with all of the editing and stuff as an artistic aspect. It was just that nobody could remember which scene came before which scene and when they were shooting it, or because everyone was constantly downing JD during the shoot. That's what caused Donald Sutherland's weird acting choices, like where he was like, "Oh." That man has a great hairstyle. I wish I had that much hair. And
I can bet that's a wig.
That's it, yeah. It's like a buffon.
Buffon.
What the hell kind of place is that?
Is that it? Just a corner? He just comes up to the corner.
That's the whole office.
That's everything. That's where they sleep, shower, eat, and watch TV right there.
Secretary, is that whoever?
Yeah, this reminds me of The Shining. Whenever I see everything covered up, it always gives me those Shining flashes.
You can trust him. He definitely didn't see his wife.
Lock this so he doesn't come back.
The flare outside is not even open, is it?
No.
I would be quite enraged about that. Try and get on it myself and operate it myself. Whilst making that noise. Oh!
Well, I'm constantly waiting for him.
It's the glove. This could be a sign.
Oh. I'm just waiting for him to point at the screen and just shriek.
He's going to like, paranoid about the paranoia now. He's like, oh, well, I mean, if I saw that though, I would probably lose it and start just dive in the water. But it would be freezing cold though.
Oh yeah.
But if you saw that though, I mean, that is just too much.
Yeah.
Just you compare this to many films, like the shots just don't follow, do they? They from one to the next.
No.
And I like that kind of thing. This disjointedness in a way. But they do follow in a subliminal sense. The music as well is really,
really good.
dramatic, sort of orchestral. This is quite interesting, actually.
Have you seen this man?
No, this is the woman. This is the woman who.
Oh, yeah.
That's like where I've got all my wigs behind there. See the moustache one.
The mustache is perfect.
The Italian police service, like, this picture shit, thank you. Doesn't look anything like.
Yeah.
I think they basically tried to draw the woman with the, who's blind.
Yeah, it kind of looks.
Again,
Oh,
no one is around.
Great shot, but I like that. Look at that. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, it's a very impressive
cinematography, I guess, or
the building.
Hmm.
None of them that like doors, like you can't see him, like his head just pops out.
Whoa.
This is funny as well. The conversation they have here is
Baxter. Johnny Baxter.
this is the detective we saw earlier in the film on the balcony. Like, what a weird thing to say is the opening.
Yeah.
Men become more distinct, women become more similar. Like, what?
Oh my god.
Like,
he's like my wife. He's
misogynistic, perhaps.
He's like, you should see my wife. She looks like a man.
I don't think it's true. I think it's
no. That seems like a big
bit of a weird
generalization.
thing to say, but
Yeah.
I think he's dazzled by Donald's socks.
Yeah. I did notice that too.
Because in this scene, I have to have a lot of my socks showing. Donald's hair is becoming more unruly as the film goes on.
Yeah. See, I think he really lost his
He's
wife.
got like a whole collection of stamps. That's it. All he does is just stamp things. So it's a really bad outlook as a detective to say all women as they get older look the same. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
so don't investigate that one then, because they all look the same. Who's that guy?
I was
behind
gonna
me?
say. He's like this guy's idol. One day I'll be just like this guy. There she is.
They're back. And just by chance, it's not even raining, and they've got like
Yeah.
plastic
Wrapped in
rain.
plastic. They're wrapped in plastic.
But what are the chances that he looks out the window at that point?
Yeah.
No, the window is not even that near him. Maybe he's got X-ray vision. I don't know. So,
You are with the stamps. He's got too many stamps. One or two, but oh my god. We don't have women. Okay.
this is like
Yeah, why would
actually
you go to
superior to Cooper's investigative
Hmm.
powers. What is it, Mr.
He wasn't like that.
I don't understand. If she wants to get in touch with you, she will. Oh, thanks. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I know. But it is true. Why go to a detective
If
if
she'd
your
actually
wife is
come
there?
back here and was doing something that, you know, needed to be investigated. It's not very helpful, is it?
I don't think he believes that he has a wife. That's what I think. He's like, okay, yeah, your wife.
Yeah, you strike me more as a recently divorced man due to your weird behavior.
Yeah, and those sounds we heard before you entered the door. There's a picture of a little house
in the toilet just as this detective was coming back to his office, and he heard him as he went past.
That
Like,
little
what's he
model.
doing now and there? Like,
Oh, he's drawing Bob.
he made it changed it into a picture of Bob.
Yeah.
It's not very professional behavior, is it?
He just started drawing Bob. He sees Bob everywhere. Yeah, I think this detective has his own problems he's dealing with. Do you see this man everywhere like me?
Yeah, like wearing purple suit jackets.
Do you notice that little model of a house? It almost looked like the house in the beginning with the two sides. A little bit.
It looks like
But it's more of a
church or
like a facility or something. Like a I don't know.
It's actually the mental facility that this detective escaped from. Apparently, I think actually this actor, he couldn't really speak English.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's partly why his acting is a bit
kind of juddered.
Like he just learnt it phonetically, or like learnt the English
that
as
day.
it sounds. You know?
Yeah. Very much so.
He probably knew it. He probably understood it a bit. He must have. They've actually both got this kind of purple colour. No, his is more blue, actually, isn't it? He's a good actor, though, in a way. It's just something a bit weird about him.
Very much, yeah, a little unsettling. That place never existed.
There we go. Another shot of Venice in peril. Yes. I actually thought that was there for like something really happening in Venice, you know, restoring buildings or whatever. But I suppose it's been done for the film. But I think there was real restoration going on, obviously, because look at how old everything is.
Yeah, you got to keep that.
And literally, it is sinking into the, you know, water.
Wow.
I mean, it would be an interesting place to go, but I'm not sure I'd necessarily want to stay there, really.
Yeah, true. Great place to visit.
For a night, but... Because I'd probably want to just go and see if I could see anywhere that was used in this film, but, you know.
Yeah.
There'll be a few places, but...
Especially this corner right here. They've used this shot a few times.
Well, it's a very famous film, you know. It's... Well, I don't know how many people would go to Venice specifically to see these film locations. I mean, yeah, it's more of a romantic, you know, destination. So
yeah.
But I wouldn't say that this film was romantic particularly.
No,
not in any
traditional sense.
No, not in a kind of lovey-dovey. Yeah, I've seen the film quite a few times, and I sort of like find it difficult to follow some of the things that's going on. Like at this point, his mind is just completely mixing up things going on there and with in the past, you know, and so it's. But he actually did see that red figure there, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure he did, yeah.
And there's that guy following him. But that guy is just curious about him because he's working for the police, you know. They're trailing him because they're curious about him, basically, that's all. Because of things going on in the city and everything. And he thinks that his wife's gone missing, so, you know. But she's not. It's all just in his head, you know.
I'm starting to think he never had a wife.
No, he did. Well, I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
he's very isolated now, isn't he? Yeah, that's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going into this kind of feeling of being followed or him pursuing some figure, but it's unclear really at this point what exactly is happening, really.
Oh, there's the little bottles there. There's 4 of them. It was only a quick second.
It's like he's genuinely pursuing something at this point, but he doesn't know what it is. But really, he's pursuing something which he shouldn't be concerning himself with.
Mm.
I mean, considering that we've seen a woman being fished out of the canal,
Yeah.
And then he keeps seeing this small figure in red. I mean, if you saw something like that, I wouldn't start running after them necessarily.
I know.
Going, oh! It's just like he seems to want to keep getting himself into these weird predicaments.
Mm.
Notice how both of these women look quite sort of similar.
So I guess
really because they've got the shades on and stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, or maybe Italian women when they age, they all look the same after they age. I don't know.
It's like there's more Italian being used, so we've got no idea what's being said anyway.
Yeah, there's no hard-coded captions to let you know what they're saying.
Where those 2 women were staying, the blind woman and her Scottish friend, or not Scottish, the blind woman's Scottish.
But I have a feeling they're telling them that they've never been there, or is that what's happening?
No, I think they were there. They're just saying that they've gone. But I mean, from a rational point of view, you would say, well, they've just gone somewhere else in Venice.
Murder Squad. That's badass.
And he's just kicking it all out of proportion because he's worried about his wife,
Mm.
But I don't understand why he hasn't got a contact number to be able to ring.
I keep thinking that. Yeah, just call her up. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like they had mobile phones then, but
there's still.
You can tell here that they're just going around looking for somewhere new to stay.
Yeah.
Maybe they just inherited money or something, or whatever. Very strange statue there.
Yeah. I think it's a Pope statue, but that's ridiculous.
Must be real, obviously. I mean, it's all real because
they're filmed on location.
Set in real locations, but it's always interesting to wonder what's part of a set or something. But this is all pretty much real locations, I'm sure.
I missed these.
I actually forgot about all these scenes, to be honest. It slightly almost feels like I'm watching some kind of extended cut or something.
So we saw the extended love scene today.
Okay, so he is going to phone his wife now, clearly, but
good, finally. You should have done that before the detective. Come on. This guy doesn't even believe him. Hey, you make your call.
I think the inference is quite clear about those 2, right?
I think so.
I'm not trying to be, like cheeky or something, but There's definitely some hot lesbo action going on there.
Hot lesbo action.
Do you know what I mean, though? Like, the beds are both put together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was staying
always holding hands
with a man in a room, I wouldn't put the beds together, okay? Waking up in planes, trains, and automobiles.
That would be hilarious.
Where's my hand? Is that 2 pillows?
Poor guy who had a concussion.
Forehead. He's basically gone into, like, you know, very worried.
Yeah.
And almost, you know, frantic, like that film with Harrison Ford, you know, where he's sort of like thinking, how if I've seen her here, then she must be here, you know.
Yeah.
If only he just accepted that sometimes our minds kind of play tricks on us, and, you know, or we can see things and they're not necessarily always completely reliable. You know, like if I went into my bathroom now and thought that there were 10 sinks there, that would not be realistic. Secondly, it would not be even sane. I mean, just imagine the level of cleaning. So here it goes, long zoom up into this crook type thing, the circle, spiral. Well, that's what John is doing, isn't he? He's spiraling.
Seems like it.
Spiraling into this. So here we are, back in this boys' school. Oh, come on, old chum. Pass me the football, please. You've got a little dog watching. Very quaint. Well, that's okay, darling. As long as you deposit £5,000 for the next. I'll make sure your boy is soundly thrashed on a weekly basis.
On a weekly basis.
Not really. That's a terrible thing to say, really. Not proven that anything like that ever happened.
Oh, here she is.
I'm not suggesting in any way that if John was privately educated, that may have played a part in his downfall.
Maybe.
Oh no, they've arrested her now.
Oh my God, poor woman. You got her arrested.
I think they just arrested her as a joke or something.
Poor lady. She's a poor blind woman. Gets arrested.
Oh, very nice. She's actually a relatively well-known actress, I think.
Her face, she looks very familiar. Yeah. But it's funny, just they arrested this poor blind woman because of his paranoia.
Yeah, but you know, she guessed earlier, she said she had a little shiny Mac. Now she's got a shiny Mac on. So, you know, they were popular at one point. I remember. I honestly remember whether I had one or my sister or somebody.
Maybe, yeah. When
we were very little, and it's like you put it on, and it's like, like sweat dripping off your whole body.
Yeah, like, I think you know what. Now I'm remembering. I might have had a rain jacket too. Yeah.
No, but these ones were even. Just the idea, I remember actually when I was young, I think my dad said something about, like, don't put it near the fire. Because he would get very, you know, make sure you don't put that by the fire because it's just going to go.
The chemicals, just go right up completely.
Yeah, it could be like just like an oil rig on fire.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! The whole house is on fire. Anyway, she's coming back now. Close up of a plane flying from behind. massive sign for JD on the runway.
Yes.
Sigra Baxter. That's not very nice, is it? Baxter. That is obviously a joke. It's Baxter.
Yeah, I know. Bastard.
I've not noticed how many ridiculous things there are in this film, or kind of cheeky jokes. I mean, even his cat now is ridiculous. But maybe it was like the fashion in the 70s. It seemed like in the 70s, like anything goes.
Anything went, yeah.
And you could
80s
just
kinda
come
took
down
that up a
wearing
notch.
like
Yeah.
leather trousers,
Yeah.
flare,
Tightest
Sorry,
jeans ever.
sneakers, as you would say.
Yeah.
Like, then a tight woolen top exposing your stomach.
Yeah.
With one of those scarves like John has got.
Mm. Yeah, I heard Voltaire loves the scarves too. So.
City and Aspie. All the dead guests are dead and gone. You watch this shot in a minute where this one other part where they're kind of, I think where he's running around or something, and it's there's like this swirling mist that's something Twin Peaksian about it. I think it may come more towards the end, but it's getting towards the end now, so like the film just introduces this like constant confusion of which way to go, which way is, you know, fastest, or
she's wearing
where
like,
they are in relation to anywhere else. You don't have any idea, basically.
She's wearing like a Catwoman leather jacket. Like
this is her new style. That's
like it's literally that leathery, same leather. It's incredible.
Those cats look really small there.
Yeah. Poor woman. I just can't get over. She got arrested. Poor blind woman. Go get her.
Yeah.
I have no idea how this movie's going to end, unless he just screams at the camera. Yeah.
You've never seen the ending either.
No.
Oh well. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. I think. So now we've established, obviously, their new bunk bed situation.
If he has a love scene with her,
how much money do you have, for one thing, and secondly, why are you moving constantly from one place to another?
Yeah.
Were you thrown out of the other one because you're such?
You're so loud. Remember when she does her seances? She gets into it.
Everywhere.
I saw you. She looks almost German in that thing.
Everything is wooden inside there, but it looks far more modern, really. Just like wood veneer. This looks very typical 70s interior and stuff, but it's
very much so.
Like some films where they have, you know, a set, but obviously this is still a real location.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice on there? There's an open bottle of Date JB.
Yeah.
Or their miniature. Is it JB? I think it might be, but whichever one it is, it's a bottle of whiskey. And it's just opened. Like, why?
This isn't me. So now his wife's come back to it.
It doesn't matter. What?
This guy, I don't trust this guy.
They're going to draw any old random person and then just
back to my gruesome death.
He seems completely at this point just like, I don't care about any of this.
No.
He's just.
She called out his socks. She called out her socks.
Well, he's looking at his. He wants to find out this serial killer, doesn't he? And that's it.
Is she going to start moaning again? Oh, she's feeling it again.
You were hoping for another chest rubbing scene.
Yes.
Oh no.
Here we go. He's like, I could do that. I guess she's having a seizure.
Basically, if he'd stayed during this part, he should have just stayed and says, "I want to help" or something.
Yeah, he left pretty quickly. And who's that in the background running?
I would have got help, frankly.
Yeah, you can hear her still. He just left as quick as possible.
It looks bad. Like one woman holding another one down on the bed. You know.
Yeah, I know. First thing she did was put her hand.
See ya.
See ya. Yeah.
The next thing, there's like before the man from another place, there was.
I'm starting to think this is his mother. Oh my God.
That's his mother.
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think. That's the
What, the
connection.
dwarf?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It would explain a lot, you know.
She's fell between the beds now, that classic.
The bed's collapsed.
That's very kind of like Sarah Palmer type, you know,
Hmm.
in a sense. In that Sarah Palmer was supposed to be sort of psychic, wasn't she?
Hmm.
I mean, she didn't have a scene actually falling between two beds, but
No. The wife just got here. Get in there, woman.
there is a comedy element to some of it. Comedy.
The timing's too perfect.
drama.
You
This
gotta
whole
think about
area
real life,
here
though.
almost looks like a set, doesn't it? But it's not, obviously.
No. Well,
It's just-
well shot. Look at
It's
that.
just the lighting they've got and everything. It almost looks like a kind of a theatre entrance or something with the. Oh no, what's happening there?
Hmm. Wait, what? Who? What? That is terrifying. Who is this? Oh, that's the priest.
I mean, this part is almost going into typical, you know, horror film type of.
Now we're going into like an exorcist type of.
Yeah, but it's not really. It's like because
Mhm.
especially because of the editing and everything. This is the priest, isn't it? Waking up in his single bed, like
Yeah.
just
What is
you
she-
know, as if something startled him. Kinder, that says Kinder, which is children in German.
Hmm.
So I think they put up those posters for the film. Tending his flock there. See, it's suddenly become all misty.
Hmm.
So yeah, he's very much just
Mhm.
preoccupied now with this dwarf
Child.
figure,
It's
which
a
he
child.
obviously with his daughter, but
The whole it thing reminds me of that because
not
Stephen
the
King.
daughter.
Stephen King kind of borrowed that to having a kind of a kid lure you, you know, using the past grievances, you know, for it a little bit.
Yeah, but watch this whole business. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you lock yourself in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like he's basically sealing his own fate,
Hmm.
you know. Listen to the noise as well of this place they're in now. The sound design and everything is really good in this part.
Oh God.
Yeah, this whole ending is pretty remarkable, I would say. It's that like overhead shot with the mist sort of spiraling and
Yeah.
that kind of rumbling noise, almost like
Yeah.
machinery or something.
Yeah, very foreboding. Why would you just call out her name? Okay, that's very, um oh my god. Oh, what's that movie that ends like that? Blair Witch Project
Standing in
ripped
the
this
corner,
off.
walking away.
It's very Blair Witch.
Yeah, before Blair Witch, of course.
Yeah. Oh my god. Run! Run, get the fuck out of there. Oh god. Oh god. Oh my god. Oh, right in the jugular. Don't show the love scene again. Please don't. So the murderer has been this little person? Like
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Ugh. Mm. Just the foot coming through that part of the
Oh my
ceiling
god.
is like just such a strange shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so he basically foresaw his own death, and that's kind of cool. I like that.
So this music here is very much the
Hmm.
part of the main theme, but now it's much more restful, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely very somber. That was kind of cool how he kind of foresaw his own funeral procession before it happened. That's kind of a mind twist.
So yeah, it's just the dwarf is played by Adelina Poirot, or
Michael J. Anderson.
yeah, this whole ending scene is just John's funeral, obviously. Lots and lots of red roses or red chrysanthemums. If you look there, film editor Graham Clifford.
Mm-hmm.
Graham Clifford directed an episode of Twin Peaks.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So that's obviously not just some kind of random occurrence or coincidence, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But
very good. I enjoyed that very much. So very well directed.
Well, I appreciate you saying that, Johnny. You know, it's. I think it was of its time. It was a very influential film, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and still is really. So
very cool.
Anglo-Italian co-production. So. And the actual disc I've got of it is 2 discs. Thank you again to Gary for that. But yeah, this is obviously Don't Look Now from 1973, and we have enjoyed watching that. If anybody's watching, of course, feel free to leave any comments and suggest any other commentaries, watch-alongs we might do.
Yeah, definitely. A few more.
And, you know, I appreciate you coming on this one, Johnny, and it was overall a good viewing experience, I think, despite the constant promotion from JB.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's an interesting film for sure, but it's definitely one to think about as well afterwards, I think.
Yes.
It's a good rewatch at times for some people as well. I mean, obviously, I wasn't able to concentrate on it fully because I just had one headphone on and things like that. But I hope some people might get something out of this video. Some commentaries we've done on here have, in the end, got quite high views, but we shall see. I don't know if I might need to re-edit it for that at all. We'll see. Because that's something I've not really done before, much of the re-editing videos, etc.
Yeah, and you're really good at editing. That's one of your talents.
Well, thanks to you. I mean, the last one I did re-edit because of certain things we were touching on. But also, it's not really that. It's just that I think sometimes they can be made to be a bit more professional, but it helped, I think.
Morning, Phantom. Thanks for joining us.
Maybe we'll watch it. I suppose the amount of people who are going to be interested in a Twin Peaks game as well, I don't know. It's probably a certain amount of people, but not every Twin Peaks fan is going to be that fascinated by it, are they?
See, like I said, even if you're not a fan of the series, if you played games like Silent Hill and stuff, you might actually be drawn to this game. Because again, Twin Peaks was the originator who inspired all these games that people have played over the years. So now it's like almost going back to the origins of where it all started. So I think it would be a good draw.
Hi there, by the way, Phantom Cooper, if you're still in the chat now. So yeah, I think we better leave it at that and think about what we're going to watch next, whether it's the Incredible Melting Man or whichever one.
Yes. Or I think The Day the Animals Attacked with Leslie Nielsen. That's another one to watch.
Yeah. I think that's a good option rather than doing The Room, for instance.
Yeah.
I mean,
we could eventually get to that, but as far as a priority,
I think we would have to probably prepare for that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks again, then, Johnny. I'll be heading off now. So
Okay, perfect. Thank you for having me on. A lot of fun
talk
today.
to you very soon, of course.
For sure. Have a good one.
And you have a good one yourself. See you in the trees, and
bye, everybody
everyone watching as well. Bye for now.
Ciao.